Your car breaks down tomorrow. Could you afford to fix it without going into debt? If your answer is no, you're not alone. 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a Lending Club report. And nearly 1 in 4 U.S. adults have no emergency savings at all. That means one surprise expense, like a trip to the ER or a broken laptop, could throw their entire financial life into chaos. Emergencies don't care how much money you make. They show up uninvited. And if you're not ready, they can derail your plans in an instant. But here's the good news. You don't need a big paycheck to build a financial safety net. You just need the right strategies. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build an emergency fund, even if you're on a low income. We're talking practical, step-by-step advice that works in the real world. No fluff, no skip your coffee nonsense, just real tools that can change your life. Let's dive in. Number 1. Understand what an emergency fund is. Your car breaks down on the way to work. The repair bill, $900. For many, that kind of unexpected hit can be devastating. In fact, according to Bankrate, only 44% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. That means more than half of the country would have to use credit cards, take loans, or help from family and friends just to fix a car or pay for a medical bill. That's where an emergency fund comes in. It's not just a savings account. It's your personal insurance policy against life's curveballs. An emergency fund is money you set aside specifically for unexpected expenses, like a sudden job loss, a medical emergency, or even a broken phone when you can't afford to replace it. And it's not meant for vacation deals or Black Friday sales. This money is off limits unless life throws something serious your way. You don't need to be rich to have an emergency fund. You don't even need to save hundreds at a time. The idea isn't about the amount. It's about the habit. Even saving $5 or $10 a week can make a difference over time. What matters is that you're building a financial buffer. Number 2. Set a realistic emergency fund goal. You should have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved for emergencies. But the reality is, for many people living paycheck to paycheck, that sounds nearly impossible. According to the Federal Reserve, 56% of people don't meet that benchmark. More than half of Americans are unprepared for even a few months of financial disruption. But here's the good news. Your emergency fund goal doesn't have to look like anyone else's. If you're on a low income, aiming for 6 months of expenses might feel overwhelming. And that's okay. Start small. Maybe your first goal is just $500. That alone can cover a blown tire, a medical copay, or a utility bill. Then, aim for 1 month of expenses. Then 2. Build it step by step. Think of it like climbing a staircase, not jumping to the top floor in one leap. Here's a trick. Write down your essential monthly expenses: rent or mortgage, groceries, transportation, minimum loan payments, the non-negotiables. Add them up. That's what 1 month of your emergency fund would look like. Now you have a number. It's real, it's personal, and best of all, it's doable. Number 3. Track your income and expenses. Most people think they know where their money goes, but when they actually check, the numbers tell a different story. People who track their spending are twice as likely to improve their savings rate. If you don't know where your money is going, it's nearly impossible to find places to save. And if you're living on a low income, every dollar counts. The goal isn't to restrict every penny. It's to find hidden leaks in your budget and patch them up so you can start building your emergency fund. Even if slowly. You don't need to be an accountant or love numbers. You just need a system that works for you. Some people like writing things down in a notebook. Others prefer apps like Mint, YNAB, or even just a spreadsheet. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you start. Number 4. Cut non-essential spending. What would you do with an extra $3,500 this year? That's not a trick question. That's how much the average American spends every single year on impulse purchases. We're talking snacks at checkout, midnight online orders, and those just because coffees that somehow turn into a daily habit. Most of us don't set out to be wasteful. Small purchases, $5 here, $10 there, seem harmless at the moment, but over time, they add up. If you're trying to save money on a small income, these small choices can be the difference between getting through a crisis or falling behind. Cutting non-essentials doesn't mean living a joyless life. It's about being intentional. Try doing a no-spend challenge for a week. No extra snacks. No eating out. No online shopping. You'd be surprised how quickly your mindset shifts. You're not depriving yourself, you're prioritizing. Because when an emergency hits, that new gadget or extra large latte isn't going to fix your flat tire or cover your phone bill. Number 5. Automate your savings. Your paycheck hits your account, and before you even realize it, the money starts disappearing. Bills, groceries, a quick coffee, maybe a random online order you swear you needed. By the end of the week, you're wondering, where did it all go? Don't rely on willpower. Rely on automation. According to Morningstar, automated savers are 5 times more likely to reach their savings goals. That's not motivation. That's math. And it works even if you're earning a low income. When you automate your savings, you treat it like a bill you owe yourself. You're paying your future self first before life gets a chance to eat up your paycheck. Let's say you get paid every Friday. You set up your bank or your paycheck to automatically move $10 into a separate savings account that same day. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to remember. It just happens quietly in the background. Start small. Make it consistent. Make it invisible. Number 6. Use the pay yourself first method. The secret to saving money isn't about cutting out your favorite coffee or living like a monk. It's simply changing the order in which you handle your money. Here's the trap most people fall into. Get paid. Pay bills. Buy groceries. Spend a little. Try to save whatever's left over. What if you reversed that order and saved first? According to a 2022 behavioral economics study, people who save before spending have a 74% higher savings rate than those who just try to save what's left over. This method is called pay yourself first. It means treating your savings like your most important bill. Before you pay the landlord, the utility company, or your favorite takeout spot, you pay you. Even if it's just $5. The amount doesn't matter. The habit does. Number 7. Start a side hustle. You budget, you cut back, you save a little, but it's just not enough. And that's the truth for millions of people trying to create an emergency fund on a low income. According to a 2023 report by Zapier, more than 39% of adults now have a side hustle to boost their income. And side hustlers earn an average of $810 per month. That's not pocket change. That's rent. That's groceries. That's a fully funded emergency fund in just a few months. A side hustle is flexible. You can do it on your terms, during your free hours, without quitting your day job. You don't need to go viral or start a business empire. You just need one extra income stream that fits your schedule and lifestyle. The goal here is to start small and stay consistent. Test different ideas. Use weekends or even an extra hour a day to experiment. Many platforms now make it easier than ever. Fiverr, Upwork, TaskRabbit, DoorDash, Etsy, you name it. Number 8. Utilize the envelope system. A 2020 study from MIT Sloan found that individuals who use cash spend 12 to 18% less than those who use cards. That's a big deal when every dollar counts, especially when you're trying to build an emergency fund on a low income. So, what's the envelope system? First, figure out your monthly income by listing your essential expenses, including rent, groceries, utilities, and gas. Then, create physical envelopes labeled for each of those categories. At the start of the month, or whenever you get paid, put the exact amount of cash you've budgeted into each envelope. For example, if you've budgeted $250 for groceries, you put $250 in the groceries envelope. When the money's gone, it's gone. No dipping into other envelopes. No swiping your card. You learn to make do with what you have. It sounds old school, but it works. This system creates built-in boundaries and forces conscious spending. You'll think twice about that impulse purchase, or those late-night fast food runs when you physically see your envelope getting thinner. Number 9. Save windfalls. According to the IRS, the average U.S. tax refund in 2024 was $3,167. That's a fully funded starter emergency fund for many people. But here's the kicker. Only 30% of people actually save their tax refund. The rest, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, they spend it instantly. sometimes without even knowing where it all went. If you're living on a low income and struggling to save, windfalls, like tax refunds, bonuses from work, or even birthday money, are golden opportunities. You don't have to cut deeper into your regular paycheck. Instead, you're using extra money you weren't counting on in the first place. Number 10. Store the fund in a separate, easy-to-access account. When your emergency fund lives in the same place as your day-to-day money, it doesn't feel like an emergency fund. It feels like extra cash. And that's a fast track to watching your hard-earned savings vanish, one impulse at a time. That's why where you store your emergency fund is just as important as how much you save. A study by J.P. Morgan in 2021 found that people who kept their emergency savings in a separate account were 70% more likely to leave the money untouched. That's huge, because out of sight often means out of temptation. Here's how you can make this work. Even on a low income, open a separate bank account, ideally at a different bank than where you do your regular spending. Make sure this account is free to open and has no monthly maintenance fees. If possible, ask your employer to send a small portion of your paycheck directly into this emergency account. Even $10 a week builds up faster than you think, and you'll never miss money you don't see. Building an emergency fund on a low income isn't about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you have. Whether you're saving $5 a week or stashing away your tax refund, every dollar you set aside is a step toward freedom. Freedom from panic, from debt, from relying on others when life hits hard. You're not just saving money, you're buying peace of mind. And that peace? It's worth every penny. So which of these steps are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're building your emergency fund, one move at a time. If this video helped you even a little, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button so more people can find this advice. And if you want more simple, powerful money tips that actually work in real life, subscribe to Blackboard Finance and tap the bell icon so you never miss a video. You've got this. See you in the next one.